Um, I usually try to spend time reading and trying to understand well the topic if I'm given a topic for an essay. I think it's important because you can easily build your thesis statement and your outline by reading and understanding your topic. I think it's the best exercise to start an essay. The other strategy that I'm trying to apply is to work little by little. I have found out that my most successful papers are the ones that I work every day a little bit, and that gives me the chance to actually get some rest and then read and catch a lot of mistakes. I usually think about it like ahead of time because it just gives you more time to like process and think of like, okay, what are we learning in class, and if the teacher's talking about it, like take notes obviously and like collect your thoughts. I really like to outline, but it doesn't have to be a real form or outline, like just like a category and then like notes about it, and then there's your paragraphs and you're good to go. If you spend time in the pre-planning, it doesn't take as long to write the paper. It's just getting your ideas together, and then the words come. It's a little harder, and like I use a dictionary a lot of the time.
I start with the title, with the introduction, and with the conclusion, you see, the top and the tail. And then I write the middle.
Normally started quite a bit sooner than I would start an English paper, just so that I have time to formulate what I want to say and then figure out, okay, now how would they say this in German if they were writing for the same level at a German university, and leaving enough time so that I can go back and look up every single noun and figure out, the case and prepositions effect on it. So just leaving more time for editing.
I approach it by writing an outline first. Like I said, I think it's extremely important to have step-by-step what it is that you're going to say. First, it's important to start with a thesis, especially if it's if it's an academic assignment. And it's important to have the argument already laid out beforehand, and then to go step by step, having a logical progression, a logical flow between paragraphs. I think it's important to start that way so that you can avoid losing yourself in both the language and the complexity of the argument that you're trying to make.
The best strategy I think is to start early. That way, the earlier you start, the more you can revise, the more you can research, or just make sure you look up the things that you want to say and make sure you're saying them correctly. Also, if you by starting early, you once again have more time to edit, which is always very crucial, is the editing aspect. Also, when I write, I jot everything down. I take notes first. I take lots of notes, and I'll usually just put that in a Word document first. I'll write out phrases that I want to say and quotes, and separate the phrases from the quotes in a certain way. And that way I have something on paper, so I look like, wow, look what I already have done, and then I can fill in the gaps in between.
For the class? I try to just sit down, and I have an idea generally of what I want my argument to be, but I begin writing and I get a few sentences in and I'll stop, I'll kind of read what I have so far, go through, maybe make some edits or changes, and I think my strategy is just as I'm going along to keep editing it, so I kind of keep a consistent voice and have a flow between each sentence and each paragraph.
I don't
don't really have too many strategies. I guess really I like to write my essays where there's no, like I try to keep everything really quiet, focus just on the essay. If I found out that if I have music going even, I start to focus too much on the music and not enough on the paper. And aside from that, I guess just I try to think in German as much as I can when I'm writing and not in English.